I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who are members and the others who are thinking about being members. John and I have been in book publishing all of our careers in different capacities, and we love authors and we love book publishing, and I think some of you have already seen that. And when we created PubSite, it was out of our own frustration with WordPress or other platforms that just were not made for authors, right? So we were always trying to make them work for us. So we created something, actually, John created something completely from scratch for authors, and I think it works brilliantly. I just want to talk a little bit about my own experience. So I had my own website. You know, we have a joint company for book publicity, and I've also written a book called Online Marketing for Busy Authors. And so I needed a website, and we did it in WordPress. And every time I would turn around, because I'm a marketer, and go, oh, let's do this. And literally I could hear the eye rolls from my design people and John, because it would mean redesigning the header, reprogramming the thing every time I had an idea. So, you know, it wasn't ideal because I just wanted to change things around. I wanted to move things around. I wanted to change my menu. And so having PubSite has been a game changer for me because I can do it all myself. I feel very empowered. I don't have to ask anybody to do anything. I'm not a techie, you know, I'm a marketer. And so I don't want to be a techie. I don't want to learn HTML. I don't want to learn Photoshop. Cassidy is a pro at Photoshop, more power to her. John knows HTML, more power to him. But I just want to have things do what I want them to do easily. And I think PubSite really does that for me. So I change my site often. If you've come to my website more than once, you've seen that I've changed the look, I think 5 times in the last 2 years, completely redesigned them. And I really enjoy that very much. So I appreciate you all being here.
So it doesn't automatically happen, but we do. I'm gonna share my screen to start answering these questions. That's pretty much the best way to do it. This is one of our standard designs that we offer. And what we've done is if you go to the blog and then go into read more, okay, you'll see these. This is to basically share this page or share this blog. So all you would need to do to share it is to automatically, or not automatically, but semi-automatically post it would be to just click on Facebook.
Okay.
And it would log in and the post is already made. So you can just do that as is or write something additional for it. But that's, you know, pretty, you know, not exactly
that's easy
automatic,
enough.
but literally within a few seconds, you can post it to social media.
And I'm going to add something to that, Lynn. I know what you're talking about because on WordPress, there's a widget that automatically, every time you publish something, it populates it.
Yeah.
I actually think from a marketing standpoint, that's not great because it doesn't seem very inviting. It just says you have a new blog. But I think sharing it this way, where you can actually add a note on top, it takes an extra maybe 2-3 minutes. But I think that it's so much more personalized, and then people are much more likely to actually read it than just an automated, I posted a new blog.
And it's easy enough. I can see it would be easy to use, so no problem. Okay, thank you.
And it allows you to add a little text so you can more customize a message.
Sure. Okay, thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, we can import WordPress blogs. You need to start in WordPress. And if you go into, you know, log into your admin area in WordPress, on the left menu, the menu down the left side, you'll see a button for tools. And in tools, you'll see an option for export. You click on that button. I'm not logged into a WordPress site, so I can't show you. But you click on that button and it gives you the options of what and how to export. And essentially you want to export posts, not pages, because you have that option too, just posts. And then it will let you also choose a date range if you want to, if you don't want to export them all or migrate them all to your new site. And also if there's multiple authors in your WordPress site, you can choose specific authors. And then essentially a file gets created and downloaded to you. Probably it appears in your downloads folder in your browser. And then you can just take that and go to authors. The blogs are always associated with the author. It's always under the author tab because you can have multiple authors in PubSite. So you click on edit blog and you'll see this right here.
Oh, wow.
Import WordPress posts, and then you just go find the file.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
And import it.
Fantastic.
If you have a lot, it can take quite a long time. And you may even eventually get an error message. Just ignore that. It's still happening in the background. But with Fauzia, we imported, I think she had 150 of them. And it not only imports, but it imports the graphics also.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So
that's like 5 years of work. I don't want to lose it. It's a big help for the search engines right now.
We just not too long ago imported somebody who had like 10 years of posts, and we were able to import them all.
Yeah, Lynn, I would say that when you export that file, have that copy of that file on your computer as a backup. I'll always have a backup. So while you're importing, just in case, it is the internet, there could be a
good advice.
Just save a backup so you always have it, and we can always redo it if it's having trouble.
And then also that file can always be re-imported back into WordPress.
Hey.
That's really good advice. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so once you're in your admin area, go to Pages and Navigation. Okay, and this is your menu right here. So you'll see it's home, about, Gene, blog, books, contact. And if you look at the website, that's your menu right here. So if you had another page that you wanted to add, let's do that first. Another page that you want to add the menu. Let's see here, media. Let's say we want to add media or let's do book club. Say we wanted to add that under, or let's just first do this. Let's just add it there, click Save Changes. That's how easy it is to add something to your menu. So now when you go back to the site, blog is in there also. So now to say you wanted to add something as a sub-menu or drop-down, which is what you're asking. Okay, let's say these activity kits, you wanted to put under the book, or no, let's put it under book clubs. Okay, so you'll see if you drop it right on book clubs, now it's underneath that. You click Save Changes, click Update, and now under book clubs, there's activity kits. And of course, you can always add new pages. So you can add a new page for anything you want, test page, save changes. Whenever you add new pages, they're going to be down here at the bottom. You can click here to modify content, go in and put in whatever you want. Okay, and then if you wanted to add the new page you just created, if you wanted to also add that under book clubs, add that, save changes, go back, and now you have both of them under there. And then let me just show you this one here, wherever you have one that's in brackets, that's kind of a wild card one. With books, you can set up categories. So for example, with this book, we've already set up categories of fiction, history, nonfiction. So you can just by clicking on one or hold down key and click again to have two. So these are the three categories we've set up. And you can add and rename them or edit them in any way you want. So then once you add the categories kind of wildcard page, oops, sorry about that, the wildcard page there, then that's how they show up in a dropdown. So under books, you have the 3 categories. So whatever categories you add will automatically show up in the dropdown. And then to assign books to them, you just, if you wanted to make this one also history, you can just click it like that. And to add images, let's go into a book description. This is the book description for this book. To add an image, say you want to add it here. Whoops, sorry about that. Yeah, let's go down here. Let's say you want to add an image here. You place the cursor there, click on the little image button right here. And URL, you just browse to go find it. Sometimes image will be on another website and you'll paste in the URL to it, but usually you're going to find an image on your computer. So you just click browse and up comes your file manager. And then if you want to, usually what I do down here under site is contents. I usually put everything in here so I know where it is and it doesn't get confused with the other things like book covers and author photos. So I'll put them in here. So if you have photos already, you can just double click on them and take them, or you can just drag something from your desktop. And it uploads, double click on it, and you have the photo here. Do you want to align it none? Usually you can make it left or right. So you can make left there. It's always good to put in some horizontal space so the text doesn't go up right up against it. So maybe 8 pixels is a good amount. And then you click OK. And there's your image. So if you, oops, sorry, okay, so then if you go to this site, which book did I put that in? Oh, yeah, right here. So I put it in the last paragraph, there's your image. So that's basically how you add an image. Pretty simple.
Not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You can
I won't.
absolutely switch changes. I've made changes, as I said, 5 times, changed the layouts, changed the colors, all of that has nothing. So I think John's going to show you how to switch a template.
Okay. All right. To pick a template to start with or to choose a different one, you go into design. This is our current default one, which is this site that you see. Okay, say you were using that design, did some work on it, but now you want to try a different design. So what you can do is go find the design you want to choose. Say it's this one here. And you can then start working on this one. So say we have this little magic slider thing that changes the color scheme for the entire site. So you can just take that and move it over. That's pretty intense green. You can move it over to change the color scheme. There's also ways here, when you mouse over these, it'll tell you what it is. So this is the secondary accent color. This is the button color. And when you mouse over it, it turns into this color, the button hover. So you can see what these are. So you can change them individually, or you can change the entire color scheme at once, or a combination of both. So then what you want to do is click, when you're done with that, click Save. And it's good to change the name of it because this is the default name. You'll overwrite the default template. So just do test 2 and click Save. Now, when you do that, you haven't selected that design yet. Okay, you're still using this one. So we go to this one and it's still there. So you haven't overwritten your original design. So then what you want to do is select it. Okay, now when you go back, it's the new design. So that's how you can work on a design to come up with a new one without touching the other one. But then once you have made the change, everything's there. Like you don't have to redo anything. There is one tricky thing I'll tell you about, and that is if you put in a graphical header, I'm going to select this one for now. A graphical header, if you put it in, will be there for all of them. So you'll have to kind of put it in, see how it looks, take it out so it doesn't affect the other design. Let me just show you how you customize this. Okay, so this is our basic template that we have. It looks very plain, but we use this one a lot for customizing because it lends itself to it. So say we want to put in a graphical header here. And we're going to click on images. And here we're using text in the header. That's what this means. So we're going to say use an image. Okay, so the text disappears. And then you have to go find an image. Okay, and these are a bunch of headers, including yours, Karen, that are here. So I'll use Karen's. You just double click on the header. And now it's in there instead of the text. And of course, now the color scheme doesn't work. So you go to colors and you choose something that's maybe a little more, you can play around with this to get it more exact, something like that. And there you've changed your design. But now when you click save, now when you click save, it has affected the other one. So, oh, that's the current one. So let's go to select. So now we're on the original design. So if we now click this, the header's in there. So that's the one instance where when you're designing a new look or a new theme for yourself, it will overwrite what's in the other one, and that's in the header. But like I said, you can just quickly then go back in any of them really, then click customize, images, use text, click save, save. And now you're back to the text. So, you know, it does affect all the current design, but you can quickly switch back and forth as you're working on it.
John, can I ask you to show, I think the way I've done my site is I like the way I've put the banner underneath my menu. And I think that's not always as easy for people to see how to do that. Maybe you can just show my website. Don't go in the back end, you keep messing it up. But just where the, you know, where my banner sort of, it comes up so people can see how they can add something on that level too. So mine is under my menu.
Okay. I will hop into yours because I can't, can you think of another one that we haven't done that in the test? So let me.
No, but it's, you know, if people are interested, I think that's a good way to do it. While you do that, maybe we can look at another question. One is easy one is pub site mobile friendly. It absolutely is. It works on every platform, phones, and on, you know, iPads, desktops, all of that. It automatically resizes to everything.
Once you're logged in, there's some areas, a lot of areas that you have to be logged in to see them. And these little edit things, these little edit buttons, nobody else can see them. These only appear when you're logged in. And there's a button right down here where you can turn them off if you want to. So let me get that back on. Oops, now my bar is in front of that. Okay, so in many designs, there's this area called Home Promotions Top, where you can put anything you want. You can put text or images or whatever. So you can click on here and just add the image here. So that's all Fauzia did, was she got here, placed the cursor there, you know, did insert image, went and found it and put it in here. And then that's where it appears.
Yeah, Thank you, John. I think that's just an option for people, you know, because I think it's a way to get a banner in there without messing up the header. So I just wanted you to see that you can do something more graphic, and I love it. Cassidy designed it. Thank you, Cassidy. So yes, you can absolutely make corrections. I mean, this is a do-it-yourself platform, so you're absolutely welcome to do that.
The blue ones generally are programmed for a specific function. Okay, so you know, the About Gene, when you enter author information, you know, you enter it here. You don't go to the page and enter it. It's all entered here, and then the About Gene page or the About page will take this information you entered and display it on the page. So that page is programmed specifically. Don't use it for anything else. And that's the big difference here. These are programmed for specific functions, and you shouldn't use them for anything else. And we've had people come over here and take one of those pages and put other content in it. So don't do that. These, you can use all of these extra pages we've added, like media, some of these over here, the test page, activity kits, book clubs. Those you can use. These will usually start over here. So these you can take, click on it, click on modify content, and you'll see when you click on here, you can go in and put anything you want. Edit the content that's there, or just delete it all and start over. Or the other option then is to where was I? Add a new page. And when you add that page, it will be one of the white ones. So yeah, the blue ones are pre-programmed. You can move them around, and you can even rename them. So if you wanted to, change this instead to the author, you can do that. It won't change the link to it, but it'll change the name of the button. So you can rename them and move them around, but don't use them for anything else.
So Jim, I always think of it as the blue buttons are the ones that basically pull content from fields where you've entered that information. And then the white ones are actually ones that are sort of, like a regular page that you can type and add things and stuff like that.
Usually you can tell by what the link is.
Okay.
Okay, that one's the author. This one's the blog. And this one is books. So you can tell, because like I said, the link does not change. This is one thing that we find that a number of people have done. In the appearances page, you go to modify content. People start entering their appearances in the header, which is not the way you do it. This is again a pre-programmed page. So people will get here and click on here and start entering information. To add information for appearances, that is under authors. Click on edit and go here. This is where you enter appearances. And it's, again, just like everything else in PubSite, it's basically form-based. So to add an appearance, you just click here and fill in the forms. I'll go to one that's already been filled in. And this is how you fill it in. You just put it in. If you put in a URL, for example, if it's at a bookstore and they have it on their website, you can put the link to it there, put in the date, time. This originally was designed to be physical addresses, but since we don't do that anymore, these are, you can put in anything you want here. And then put in a description, and that's how you add and edit appearances. You don't go to the appearance page and put them in that way. So then when you get here, oh, let me just show you how to, okay, we have an appearances. So instead of doing that, you do it under author and then drag it in here, click save changes, update. Now appearances are here. And once you've entered them in the form, this is how they will display. And because a link was put in, this then becomes a link.
And if the people do it the other way, it's fine, it works, but this is so much better. So this is a better way to do it for sure.
Yeah, because this automatically keeps them in order, the newest at the top. The newest at the top. And then also if you have future appearances, they show up at the top separately. Let me just hop in quickly, appearances, edit this one, and I will put tomorrow's date. See, now when you come here, upcoming appearances are separated at the top, and then automatically, as soon as we passed, on Sunday, if you come back here, this will have dropped down here automatically.
We are available for hire to do any sort of updates or anything that you need help with. That's an easy one, and we love to do that for our clients. And yes, mobile friendly.
John,
Yeah.
before you get to that, I just want to say to everyone in the chat, I've put in the header dimension. Pub site help site has a page on it, so I put that in. But also, we have a great help site. I hope you guys are liking it because we've got videos in it and we've got screen captures in it and all sorts of things. So I put the link in the chat. We can always send it again. And also obviously sign up for our mailing list to make sure that you're getting up-to-date information from us. But the help site is really, really great and has a lot of this information is in there. So I hope you'll put it to good use.
And we're working on the help site constantly. So we're adding pages, updating pages. So it's going to get better and better as time goes on. But as you can see, we have all the help topics here. So if you had a question about domain names, you can go to that page. And here's a link to, here's the one for using your own domain name. Click on read more, and this shows you how to do it. And essentially what you need to do is wherever your domain name is currently registered, you can leave it there if you want to. There's no need to move it anywhere. But what you need to do is go into it, and this screenshot's from GoDaddy, but they're all somewhat similar. And you need to get to the point where you get to, as you see here, domain settings or DNS, DNS management, DNS zone. They call them different names depending on where you have them registered. But eventually you'll get to something that looks like this. And all you need to do is change this first record. You click on the edit button and paste in our IP address, which is right here. Okay, you paste it in there and then click save. And then you have to wait. It could be anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour for these settings to update throughout the internet. And there's nothing we can do about that. It's an internet thing. And it more depends on your internet service provider. But it will eventually update. And then once you have that updated, where that's our IP address. So then your domain name is pointing at our server. Then you go to domain name. Oh, this is not a working site. we haven't activated that account. So let me use Fauzia's site. Go to domain name, and you paste in your domain name right here. If you click this and you get an error message that says you don't have the proper A record set up, then just wait again another half hour, maybe even an hour, come back and try again. If, 3, 4, 5 hours pass by and it hasn't happened, reach out to us. But it can take that long.
Also, Lynn, if this looks scary to some people, like myself, when John says A record and DNS management scares me. So we're happy to do that for you because we do this all the time. We're very comfortable with it. It just takes a little bit of coordination where we may need to schedule a time with you, because sometimes GoDaddy or something, they'll give you an activation code that needs to be given to us. So we can work with you. If you're scared of doing it yourself, we're happy to help you.
Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little bit more of a hassle now because, GoDaddy, the biggest domain name registrar, they've implemented that two-factor authentication. So if you send us your login to GoDaddy, we go to log in, and it wants to send you a code to your, text you or email you a code. So we have to set up an appointment actually with you to go through it.
While John is getting set up, I'll just tell you there are 2 ways of adding a video. They're pretty easy to do. There's a page where you just have to, you can put it in where at the end of your book page or your author page, but you can also put it in a different location if you're willing to do it in HTML. So John can explain that better, but absolutely you can add videos. One way is very easy, and the second one is semi-easy. So go ahead, John.
Okay, so first of all, we very strongly recommend that you upload your videos to a site like YouTube or Vimeo. And then for audio, there's SoundCloud. And the reason we say that is there's a few reasons. One is they basically will do any sort of file conversion or resizing of the video to have it kind of web ready and web friendly. So they will do that. Then secondly, there's the discoverability issue. People might find you on YouTube by searching your name or your topic. And then finally, it makes it so much easier to put it on your website. So I will show you, once you have a video on YouTube, for example, this one, once it's uploaded, you go to it, click on the share button, okay? And then you click on this embed button, because that's what you're doing. You're embedding the video in your website. They give you the code you need right here. So you just click on it and then click copy. So you've now copied that. And you come back here and say this is an interview and you want to put it on the author page. Click here. Paste it in right there. Click update author. And then go to the author page, and there it is. It's that simple. And then for each book, it has the same thing on the book page. So if you go to audio video, you paste it in here. And let's see, this is by the sea. And it'll show up at the bottom of the book page. But then, as Fauzia said, you can actually put it anywhere you want. So say, for example, you want to put one in a blog. You go to author, go to edit blog, and let's do it in this one. Okay, say you wanted to add one. Oh, looks like I already have one there, so let's delete it. Okay, say you wanted to add one at the end of this blog or in the middle or anywhere. What we recommend you do, we're going to put it at the bottom, is put in a bunch of X's, okay? And then click on source. And I know this looks scary, it's HTML, but all you need to do is find those X's. And here they are right here. You highlight them and paste that same YouTube code right in there. Click update. And now when you go to blog, click on read more, and there it is. But you could just as easily put it up here in this third paragraph by just putting those X's in. So then when you click on source and go into the HTML, you can find where you want to place it easily. If you put it in here, like in the blog, in this case, all you need to do is you're going to see this thing called iframe. That's how YouTube does it. You can just select it and then click center. Okay, so then here we are, update, and now it's centered. And then also if you wanted to put in extra spacing or anything like that, you can just put your cursor here and hit enter a couple of times to move it down.
So guys, while John is doing that, I just wanted to say I'm trying out so sidebar is good because it has some relevant information that stays on every page, but a lot of the new designs don't have sidebar. So I wanted to try one without sidebar on my site. So my site right now does not have a sidebar on the interior pages. So you can see it goes straight to a full page rather than having the sidebar. I'm not sure I'm going to stay with that. But one of the things I love about PubSite is that I can change my mind and it's literally one checkbox and I can get back to having the sidebar. So
here's the site. We'll go to the author page. And as you see, there's a sidebar here with the author, the follow me buttons, the featured title, mailing list sign up, and Facebook feed. Okay, so these are all in the sidebar. So I know you want to know how to remove it, but let me just quickly show you. Oops, sorry about that. Go to pages and navigation, and then there's one here in the submenu, sidebar content, and click on it. And this is what's in the sidebar right now. Okay, so again, you can drag these back and forth. You can add, if you want the blog categories to be listed, you can just drag that over there. The Facebook feed works just similar to video. They give you the code that you come back and just paste in here. So you can put that in. Mailing list is the same. We usually use MailChimp. You get the code from them, MailChimp sign up form, come back and paste it in. If you didn't want the Facebook feed, just drag it over here, click Save Changes. And now there's no Facebook feed there. Now, if you don't want a sidebar at all, you go to the main page here, go to Design, Page Settings,
Global, yeah.
Here we go.
There we go.
Sidebar. Check it, click Save Settings. No more sidebar.
So I will say one thing about my little experiment is that I think less people are signing up for my mailing list because it's not as easy and it's not as available on every single page. So just in case that helps you learn from my own experimentation, I do think the sidebar is helpful to get that information right in front of people on every page. So, just kind of take that how you will, but that's something I've noticed already in just the last month, that I think I'm getting less signups because it's not as visible as in other ways. So
yeah, these are some useful things here. The author, photo, the follow me buttons, whatever title you choose to feature at this point. and your mailing list sign up. Those are pretty good things to have. And you can, some people put their, mailing list sign up right up at the top or close to it. So then it's right up at the top, so people see it on every single page.
Yeah, so that's definitely, something to think about if you're switching the designs, because sometimes, we all get very caught up in how something looks, but obviously the purpose of your website is it's a marketing tool. So make sure that it's working for you from a marketing standpoint for sure.
And also you can add new widgets. So they are blank. And my little trick here, it looks like you need to know HTML to do it, but a little trick here to do is to, just go to any of these pages, do a new page. Where'd that test one go? I thought I had the test page here. Or just take any page. We'll do this one, modify content, click here. And if you want to put something in a blank widget for your sidebar, just put in something, click return, and then, you might want to center it, center that. And then I know it's HTML again, but go into the source and see what you have, copy that, cancel, add, oops, where am I? Click add new widget, widget title, test one, paste it in there, add page, save changes, refresh.
Drag it over.
Oh, I didn't drag it over. So now you see you have that, what you entered here. And you can put anything there. You can be images or whatever you want. Okay. Again, you get the HTML from, or the HTML. And in this case, it's also kind of what's called a script, but don't worry about that. The pop-up is different, and where you put it is right here. Go to pages and navigation, and then click on custom scripts. Okay, and anything you want to put in like that, they're going to usually tell you put it in the head tags of the pages, or put it at the bottom of the pages. So these are the two boxes. So if you had code for a pop-up form, and I assume, Fauzia, you have your pop-up form?
I do, I think, yes.
Yep. Okay. Oh, you have it down here, I guess. Yeah, here it is. So it can be put in either place. But that's, that's how you get one of those pop-up forms that are everywhere now. You arrive at somebody's site, big square box pops up, or a rectangle one slides in from the side or whatever. That's how you do that. And you set that up at like MailChimp or whatever you use. You go create forms, and there'll be a category called something like pop-up form. And you create the form, put whatever you want in it, text or an image. Then once you're done, they'll give you the code. You come back and paste it in here. We do have full e-commerce. It's disabled to start because most people don't use it, but you can put in e-commerce just by unchecking this button here. And that immediately adds a shopping cart and checkout function to your website. And then what you do is you connect it to a PayPal business account that can accept credit cards. Okay, well, when you signed up initially, you signed up on a page that looks something like this. So then once you sign up, you put, like I would put, you know, like John Burke in here. So it'd be johnburke.pubsitepro.com, email address, password, and so forth. So then that will be your domain name to log in at the start. You should get, once you do this, you should get an email with that information. But essentially to log into your site, if you forget or you're not sure, just go to your homepage and then put /admin, ADMIN, signed in, sorry about that, sign out. Okay, so go to /admin and you'll come to this page. Whatever email address you used, put in here, and whatever password you used. If for some reason you don't remember your password, just click on forgot your password and put in your email address, and it will send you an email to reset your password. We don't have any set limit. You know, if it got out of hand, we'd have to approach you about it. But for the most part, the content you're going to be putting up on this site are not huge file sizes. But that's another reason why we suggest you upload videos to someplace like YouTube or Vimeo, because they will take the video, which may be enormous in file size, and they will convert it and resize it for the web. If you put a 20 terabyte video uploaded it, first of all, I don't think you probably could, but nobody would ever be able to watch it. They would click on it, it would just kind of stall. So like I said, put your video up on those sites, and it makes it so much easier to put in your site. And then otherwise, most images, book covers, photos, those sorts of things, they're just not big enough to cause any issues.
But I would say with the file size, the big files are video, obviously. And as John said, uploading a big video on PubSite is not smart because you want to be searchable. And so it's better to put it on Vimeo or YouTube so people can find it and then also see it on your website. Same thing with a sound file. I would probably put it on SoundCloud and then import the embed code. And if you put a giant graphic on your website, it just slows down your website. So there's no benefit to putting a giant file on your website because it just slows down the website. So
yeah, I'm sure you've been to a website where you went to it and there's this big graphic that starts coming in like this, one line at a time. That's because the file size was gigantic. So you don't want to really put those on your site. We do some automatic resizing in many cases when something's uploaded. But yeah, if you can, how to do that, kind of resize your images before you upload them, but you don't have to. What we usually do if we set up a site for someone is we'll grab their book covers from an online bookseller. Usually Barnes & Noble and IndieBound have better images than Amazon for some reason. So we'll usually grab them from there. Then you already know that they've been optimized for the web. Okay, one thing I haven't showed yet, probably most of you have already done it, but how to put in bookseller buttons. And you go to the book and click on purchase links. And then you have the option of all of these buttons here. This is bookshop.org. We did this site a long time ago, so that's why that's not showing. But you have the option of all these buttons, and all you need to do, I know these all say Amazon, that's just because this is a demo site, but all you need to do is go to your book, say on Amazon, copy the URL from here, come back and paste it in. So we did that for all of these. So when you go to this book, all of these buttons are automatically there. And then it's similar for the follow me buttons. If you go to the author, click on the author, social links, you do the same thing for the follow me buttons. You go to your Facebook page or Twitter page, BookBub, Goodreads, whatever, get the URL, come back and paste it in here, and those follow me buttons will automatically appear. They appear here, and in this design, they appear up here.
And I also wanted to add for everyone is that, we're always making improvements, adding designs. A year ago, no one had heard of Bookshop. As soon as Bookshop became a thing, we added a button for Bookshop right away. So we're constantly adding and improving the site, which if you're a member, you just automatically benefit from those updates. You don't have to make an update. You don't need to do it. All of those improvements just show up for you. And as I said, if you are signed up for our mailing list, then we'll keep you updated on any improvements we make so you can see them, but they're all included in there. It's called Online Marketing for Busy Authors. I'll put the link in the chat so you can see it. But it's, that's my book. So it's a book really about all my clients are busy. So I created a small book that actually gives you the full layout of all of the options for marketing your book. Because most authors don't want to be marketers.
It's hard to do both sometimes.
Exactly. So this is just gets you to the point where you know exactly what we're talking about and what things are useful, what things are a little bit of a waste of time. Because I think if you look online, everything seems like a priority for people. There's so many things you can do, but not everything is as effective. So I hope you find it helpful.
Yeah, we kind of went over that. You basically go into design, choose a different theme that you want to work on, or you can even use the same one and then do a save as a new one. But yeah, you can work on, like, for example, I can work on this one and change colors and do things, change fonts. When you go into change fonts, there's the global is basically the body text. Headings are these here. Main navigation is the menu. So you can go in and change these. If you wanted to make this more of a serif font, you can make it Georgia, and it changes the headers, say you wanted to make that more like that. So you can go and work on that. Click save. And it doesn't affect your current design or your website. This didn't change at all. So
that's true for design, right, John? But I think if you're changing content, that happens pretty much automatically in real time.
Yes, content is the same either way.
Yeah, so if you're working on your author bio, my suggestion would be that you work on it on your own computer. When you've finished it and it's polished, then put it on your website because it will update in that moment instantly. But design you can work on without transferring it until you're happy with it.
Yeah, yes. Content is coming all from the same source or database being pulled into the site for every design. So yeah, that is that you can't work on separately. Let me just say one thing here quickly. If you want to work on some content, and it could even be your author bio, what you could do is just add a new page, and any page you add and keep it over here, no one's going to see it. It'll be invisible to everybody unless you put it on the menu or you link to it. So you can have a page over here that's not in your menu, and then on one of these pages, put a link to it. So say you wanted to set up a page called reviews or the book club, but you don't want it necessarily in the menu. So then on the, say on the author page, you can say, read the review, or on the book page, you can say, read the reviews for this book. And it's a page that's over here. So then you just link to it. But until you link to it, nobody can find it. So it's a way to work on content in PubSite prior to making it live. If you want to go into under construction mode, you just come to this very first dashboard page and click right here. Maintenance mode, save settings. But let me copy that, use a different browser. So now when I try to go to it, it's under construction. But as you saw, if you're logged in, you can still see it and make changes to it. Yeah, we don't have that built in. Yeah, a couple of people have asked for that. There is, what is it called? It's sort of like a little mailing list sign up thing. And again, you can put it right in your sidebar, and then people can sign up for it, and they'll get a notification every time you make a new blog post.